Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Gayatri Jaikumar, and in this video I'll be telling you about the 5 things that you have to do if you are a literature student. 1. Read. Read as much as possible. Read, read, read. That is your mantra if you are a literature student. So what shall you read? Anything that comes to your hand, anything that can improve your language, anything that is connected to the authors that you have to learn in your syllabus. So make sure that you read everything that's interesting, anything that interests you in the language that you learn especially, all of it will help. So as much as you can read, read. 2. Use a dictionary. Now, especially a printed one. Using a dictionary, now especially all of us are used to using mobile phone dictionaries. They are definitely helpful because you can take it out whenever you need it and you always have it in your hand. But it is also handy to take a pocket dictionary with you. Now, I had my first pocket dictionary when I was in my 7th standard and I still use it. I've been using it for all these years and I have no words to explain how much helpful that one dictionary has been throughout my life. So it's always best to use a pocket dictionary than a mobile phone dictionary. Why? Because when you're using a mobile phone dictionary, what happens is you just type the word and you have the word just like that and you have the meaning. There you go. But when you're using a pocket dictionary or a printed dictionary, when you're looking for one word, while you flip through the pages, you will go through many words. Now, sometimes you will be curious enough to check what those words are, but still, even if you don't check what those words are, you would still have seen those words. Which means the more you see a word, the more you're acquainted to the word, the more you'll find that word or you'll notice that word in other places, and you will either check it out at some other time or you will, deduce the meaning from its contextual meaning and so it really helps in improving your vocabulary. So when you're using a mobile dictionary, if you're checking for one word, you get the meaning for that one word alone. But when you're using a printed dictionary, you get to see a lot of words while you're looking for that one particular word. So which means more words with a printed dictionary. 3. First off, check off all the authors that you have to deal with in your particular syllabus, and also the authors that you want to read, that you have to read, and also that you want to read. Okay, so want to read is it can be from your syllabus, it can be out of syllabus as well. That doesn't really count, but anyway, every time you read an author or if you have to learn an author, make sure that you learn about the author's age, the author's contemporaries, all the works that the author has written. Now make sure that you read the work, those are mentioned in your syllabus. Plus, if you can check out other works by the same author, try to read those. If not, go for the summaries from online websites. Just check through the summaries, or if you can simply pick up a book, or you can just simply go to the internet and search for the summaries, or you can get all the summaries of an author's works in specific websites. So you can go ahead and check out the summary so that you know what type of a theme does the author usually deal with. And also, you have to check out the contemporaries of the author, which means people who lived and wrote at the same time as the author. You can also check for the most famous contemporary and also the most unpopular contemporary of the author. You can also check the best works, not only of the author but also of other writers or other authors or other famous writers of the same era. And also the most important socio-political events of that era or of those years or whatever are specifically mentioned in the author's works. So make sure that you research the author well, the age, contemporaries, other works, especially brief of all the works, and also important socio-political events, and also if the author has mentioned any people or likelihood of any people in his or her works. Check who those people are, and also the connections. Now, especially when you go to English writers, when you go to the Victorian age, or even if you're learning American writers, you can find that many of these writers were friends. They had connections. So you can check out the connections of all these writers, all these contemporaries. They may be connected in some way or the other. They could even be related. So make sure that you check them out. They could even be husband and wife, and that kind of, there are a lot of writer pairs when it comes to literature. So check them all out and make sure you know everything about the author. Now, the fourth thing is that to keep a record of all that you have read. That is, when you read an author, make sure that not only just an author, okay, not only a particular author, even when you read a book of any type, make sure that you record it. Okay, this might come in handy later. So record the work that you read, the name, the author, any important things that you noted in the work, your thoughts on the work. Okay, the most important characters in the work, the best quotations in the work. Now you can definitely go online and find the best quotations as well, and also you can mark the ones that you found amazing or those you found that you can use in your own answers. So make sure that you make a note of all these. Plus, like I told you, your own thoughts on particular situations or incidents, just mark them all on the side or just add a note of your own that you know what you thought is this. And make sure you elaborate as well, because while we read or while we are entering our own notes, we feel like, okay, this is our note, so we are bound to remember it, right? But no, we forget. So make sure whatever note you make is very detailed. If it is a note or a reference from some other websites or something, you can simply put that reference there. Otherwise, if you're writing your own inferences on something, make sure you put it down, because our brain does not work the same way every time. So unless you write it down, you will forget. You will not even remember with just hints or just a few lines that you've written. Make sure that it is very detailed. So that is the fourth thing that you can do. And then the last thing that you can do is to read, after reading the book, is to read the reviews and also criticisms related to that book or that writer. Now, if there were any particular contemporaries who were criticizing the author, or if you know, definitely all the criticisms related, or criticism and reviews related to the particular work that you have to learn, and also about the most important criticisms or reviews made on the other works of the author or the author's style on the whole. And also you can also check online for the most you know, notable themes, motifs, symbols, recurring images, foils, all these kind of literary devices or techniques in that particular work, and also something that is common in the author's other works. You can also take a particular work by the author, something that is very close to the one that you're supposed to learn, in such a way that you can compare. Or you can also find out a work that is very similar to the work that you're reading, but of a different writer perhaps, and you can also make a comparison between those as well, so that whenever you're answering a question of any nature, it could be character sketch or it could be anything, you can bring in another element in such a way that you can foil or you can compare and contrast between another work or other characters, or something that is similar to someone else's works as well. So all these will definitely help you to make your answers a bit more you know, outstanding in its own way. It will be highlighted in its own way. So make sure that you do these 5 things. So the first one is to read. Second one is to use a dictionary, especially a printed one. The third one is to research the author as much as you can. Research the author, contemporaries, connections, everything related to that author. Third one is to keep a record. Sorry, fourth one is to keep a record of whatever you read, the titles, the characters, anything that you find worthy of notice, quotes, anything that you find worthy of notice. So fourth one is that, and the fifth one is to check for reviews and criticisms on the author and collect as much as possible. You can also take the help of websites like SparkNotes or you know, yeah, SparkNotes is actually a very good one. SparkNotes also has these printed versions or printed books. Check your college library or something, that if they have these printed ones of SparkNotes, it's excellent in a way. So see if you can get a hold of those. And also, any review or any criticism that you get online, do not take it up just like that. Yeah, do not mug it up all of those word by word just like that. Make your own inferences after learning a few or reading a few. You will have your own idea on how to work on a particular work. So make sure that you have important points that you can refer to, and then write on your own. Because if you do all these 5 things in that sequential manner as dedicatedly as possible, I'm sure that your answers will best anyone else's. So make sure that you do these, and this will let you ace your exams. All the best.